did the Celtics prove to you in that, Chiney?
Look, I've been very critical of the Boston Celtics because they still like have us wanting more. They want us to see a win in which Jason Tatum is excellent. You want to see a win where they're going to hold, having the second best defense, having the best offense, hold them to, low numbers. But overall, in championship runs, you win games that you're not supposed to win. And to me, last night was an example of one because, the Pacers, they had the ability to seal the deal, but it was really the Celtics defense, the thing that we don't talk enough about, that really helped them.
I disagree. It was all about lack of preparation. The Celtics were not prepared for that game. And for a team that had 5 days to prepare, the last game that they played was on May the 15th, okay? And when you look at the Pacers, they had 1 day to prepare. If you're prepared and you're the Boston Celtics, one of the best defensive teams in the league, you don't give up 128 points, 53% shooting from the field, 37% shooting from three, and 7 players in double figures. Because if I take you behind the scenes for its preparation, you're going to watch a lot of film, team film, you're going to watch a lot of individual film, and then you're going to go on the court and walk through all different scenarios, whether that's individual personnel, what they like to do. They did none of that last night. And so when I'm looking at this on your home court, you've been waiting on this team. The Indiana Pacers come out of a Game 7 against the New York Knicks and walk into that arena, and they look more prepared than the Boston Celtics. That's a problem.
Look, the only thing I will push back to that on is that sometimes you have to go through it to get to it. If it was any other team, we talk about the first few rounds, right? They could win on talent alone. But when you're talking about the Indiana Pacers, they're a team that if you take the wrong shot, if you take a quick shot, those are baskets for them. So it's going to test their IQ in a way that they have not been tested in the first 2 rounds. And the only way you truly learn that is getting punched in the face, and then you respond.
Yeah, but Chiney, I understand if you're getting punched in the face by 4 players, but not 7 players. All 7 players that were in double figures had it their way. That's not how it's supposed to go.
So after game 1, Rich, do you feel better or worse? Because we've been waiting, right? We saw 1 minute. The Boston Celtics played 1 minute of clutch time. It was in game 4 against the Cleveland Cavaliers up until this point. Okay, what's going to happen when they get in these close games? How are they going to look? Do you feel better or worse after what you saw last night?
They are who we thought they are. Right, that's who they are. They are a team that is super talented, that's going to have big leads. They looks like they get bored and they fall down. But to everyone's point, when you look at the numbers, Indy was shooting 50% from the field and from 3 at halftime. Like, that's not an elite defensive team, especially when you know, technically, Indiana Pacers might be a better offensive team than we are. So we have to hang our hat on the defensive end, and you can't do that. And look, this is my biggest issue. It's not like their offense was affecting their defense, right? They had 6 players with 8 or more points at halftime. So the Boston Celtics had that many guys scoring. Everyone was touching the ball. Everyone was feeling good, but it didn't feel like it translated to the defensive end. That was the biggest issue for me when I watched the Boston Celtics.
At the end of the day, all that matters when the final buzzer sounds.
They won.
They won. So Rick Carlisle, he said, blame me for what happened, right, in regulation.
Okay.
But with more than 250 teams have been in this situation before, right? They were up 3 less than 10 seconds ago. They had the ball. None of them had lost before the Celtics did last night, Chiney. So is he right? Who's to blame?
Look, I'll tell you this when it comes to that Celtics defensive stop that was so important. They say offense sells tickets, defense wins games. They have the number 2 defense in the regular season, and it came up clutch. So as we take it to the court to how they forced this key turnover, first, I want you guys to see this. They switch so well. Watch Derek White and Drew Holiday. They communicate without even talking. That's so Raven. So as this play starts, they're already in sync. So here the play is going. They know what they're going to do. Honestly, y'all, that could have been an opportunity to
throw it off the back,
but instead they didn't make that play. Here, a beautiful switch is executed. And then Pascal begins his sprint. The problem with the sprint is that he went directly to the corner of the basket instead of coming and cutting towards the ball. So if he cut towards the ball, he would have not been able to, Jaylen Brown, close that gap. As you magnify how he was able to close in distance, that was so impressive. And so he forces that turnover. So it was their ability to switch that was key, because switching was a problem down the stretch on the other side.
But even at that point, they were still up by 3, right? So the Celtics, they had the ball, but the Pacers still had the lead. LeBron James, he's weighing in on social media. He's saying, why didn't they foul? Richard, how did you digest that final play?
This one is going to be very, very difficult for me, because there are context behind it. I understand what he is saying in this moment, but that final play, look, Pascal Siakam is supposed to go to the ball. He's a champion, only champion of their team. He should know better. Now watch this. This is a simple switch. Pause it. This is a simple switch because this is the issue. A slip to the basket, because that's what you're afraid of, right? That's why you want to stay with your man. A slip to the basket gives up a layup. You don't care. Inbound the ball becomes a free throw game. You do not care about the slip. So why would you stay with your man? Keep going. Why would you stay with your man? Right there, that's a switch. Now look, wait, pause. Look at the amount of gap that this man has on a three-point shot. The foul game is over. I understand you want to foul up by 3. You can't foul in this situation. He's going to be in your shot, and he's going to have a chance for a technical 4-point play. That's what he was trying to avoid right there. So there was nothing about that situation that says foul on the catch. Not with that amount of time, and not with a guy catching it with space and rising up for his shot. That's impossible to foul.
And I think it's a perfect example of great defense with switching, and a lack of switch killed you in the game. They're 24th, the Pacers, in defense in the regular season.